And welcome back to another episode of the Geek Centurions. We're here to talk about the last two episodes of What If, the show that an anime show that's apparently also part of the MCU. Keep forgetting that's a thing.
I mean, yeah, it is. It mainly focuses on our various MCU characters in those what if scenarios, right?
Yeah, and so yeah, we're gonna talk about the last two episodes, and it's technically a two-parter, so it made sense to talk about these last two episodes at the same time, which I'm so glad we kind of did.
Yeah, like I will admit, watching them back to back,
Yeah,
because sometimes I take my time with shows and watching them and for the channel. So yeah, watching these two back to back definitely felt a bit satisfying, right?
yeah, and so we're gonna start off with just do a quick recap of the eighth episode. By the way, we do have to talk about the missing episode.
Yeah, apparently there's a missing episode, right?
Yeah, because apparently it's supposed to be like 10 episodes, but because of circumstances that we all know happened in last year, so it caused a little bit of delays. So yeah, but you know, in this episode, basically, we just find out what was the whole thing with that Ultron-looking robot at the end of the last episode, where we kind of get the backstory and also really explains that. Yeah, if Ultron were to get that body, Vision's body, he'd fuck shit up.
Yeah, because this episode is what if Ultron won.
Yeah.
And yeah, if he got in Vision's body, like they intended, like he wanted to, yeah, he pretty much does. He literally nukes the world. He just launches all the nukes.
He goes Skynet.
Yeah, pretty much, leaving only Natasha and Hawkeye, Clint, as the sort of the last heroes left.
Mm-hmm. The last stronghold.
Yeah, because I think it is somewhat implied that they're the only people alive at this point. And they're basically just having to they're traveling to Russia to pretty much find potentially any sort of thing that can help them beat Ultron. Right. And in the meanwhile, the Watcher sort of just sort of seeing because we do get a montage of Ultron going to different worlds in the galaxy, just conquering them. He pretty much fucks everybody up. He even just destroys Captain Marvel
just by blowing up a goddamn planet on her.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and essentially this is where we start to realize Watcher's sort of, I wouldn't say influence, but sort of awareness of this of the multiverse. I guess would probably be the best word to say it, because as he's narrating, Ultron Vision, whatever you want to call him, just starts hearing him. He's like, wait a minute, who said all that shit?
Yeah, it's who are you? And he essentially the Watcher's like, oh shit, I think you can see me. And he just sort of vapes out for a second.
Which we knew was a thing because of the whole episode with Strange, where once he started getting enough power, he could hear and see the Watcher.
Yeah, and obviously that by the end of that episode, he actually talks with the Watcher. The Watcher being, please help me solve this. You made your choice. And here it's very much Ultron's I'm curious now. Who are you? I must find you. And the Watcher's very much
oh no,
this could be bad.
This could be really bad. Because this is Ultron with the Infinity Stones, gems, whatever. But essentially he has enough power to do some crazy shit. I mean, he took over most of the of that universe, and now that he knows that there's a multiverse, and him having the function of I need to keep everything sort of down low, kill everybody. I gotta, go and destroy that one because it's still part of my programming.
Yeah, and in the the Watch is sort of listen, it's fine because there's still hope in this universe, and we cut back to Black Widow and Hawkeye. They're checking out this old Russian facility, looking for any documents, and there is a funny bit where
the Watcher's basically every audience ever,
Yeah, where like Clint almost finds the document that contains the thing they need, but he's sort of like, Clint has his sort of like,
I give up.
all is lost moment.
Mm-hmm.
But the Watcher's just like, no, what are you doing? The box is right there. That's what you need.
Like,
Please.
you dumb fuck.
Yeah, pretty much like
Like if you, like any scary movie where someone's yelling like, "Don't go around that corner. Don't do it."
oh, why would you do that?
Oh, why would you? Or like that one commercial that's been going on where I think it was like a State Farm commercial, where like they're like, "Let's go into that house with all those chainsaws," but like, there's a car right there.
No, let's go there. Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty much that. But Black Widow gets the box and learns about that there's a Zola. The Zola. How he was turned into a basically a computer. There's one of him in Russia, so in Siberia. So they head to that area to like reawaken him and pretty much compromise. Like, hey, listen, all right, the world's kind of fucked. It's all destroyed, and we're gonna need your help. All right, because their plan is essentially to infect Ultron with Zola, so that Zola can take him down from the inside, much like how Ultron, hurt Jarvis that one time.
Yeah, and it's a real like tough situation because as they finally found it. Ultron finds his way into the multiverse.
Yeah, because because they try to upload Zola into Ultron bot, but it doesn't work.
Yeah,
and Zola's like, I can't sense Ultron anymore. These bots can sense things that are interstellar, but I can't sense them. And Black Widow's like, then where is he? And Ultron has discovered the Watcher, his little hangout, and
they have a Dragon Ball Z fight.
I mean, yeah, they're going through different multiverses. There's one where fucking Steve Rogers becomes president, which that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
It's just like all kinds of they're just going through all these environments because the Watcher is very much like, I have to stop you at this point. Because you're going too far.
And essentially, Watcher does not win, obviously. Because as we said, this is a two-parter, so...
The Watcher sort of gets his ass kicked and escapes before Ultron can kill him.
Yeah.
Ultron this entire time is kind of like, you've been here just watching all the time, never once doing anything. And it's like, I'm the Watcher. It's my oath. I cannot interfere with the natural will. And he's like, I am the natural will, though. And it's my duty to bring peace. And if that means going to other multiverses to bring peace, then that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, no.
Oh, no. But it's funny because, like, that's the whole thing with Watcher is that in the books, he's always had a rule that he tends to break a lot, and by a lot I mean, my man, what's the point of writing the rule if you yourself are gonna break it? So seeing him, being so like strict to the code is very interesting, and to see him break it later on is also very like fitting for the character. Even though I have personal gripes about that, we'll go into it later. But as one thing we did forget to say is that while Natasha and Clint are, trying to, beat Ultron with Zola, Clint dies.
Yeah, he sacrifices himself to get so that Black Widow can escape. And he's like, I told you to play that. I don't want to fight anymore.
Yeah, don't give me hope.
Yeah, so he just sacrificed himself to destroy a bunch of Ultron drones that are chasing after them, right? And we sort of cut back to sort of the Watcher, and he's very much
like, the fuck am I gonna do?
Yeah, he's kind of out of options, so he goes to probably the only person that he can probably trust to help him in this time of need,
which is evil Doctor Strange.
Yeah, he heads to his
evil Doctor Strange is such an ass.
Yeah, he's like, no, I want you to say it.
I want you to say you're gonna break your oath.
It's like, jeez. All right, fine. I need your help. Yeah, because obviously he's like,
Yeah.
oh, you didn't want to help me, but look who comes when they need help, huh? Okay then.
All right.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's sort of where this first half ends,
And
this,
I don't hate this episode, but man, was it going! It just kept going and going and going, and it was really fast paced. It never had really a moment to slow down.
yeah, I think I think half of it is just because it's just setting up just what the hell was going on with the previous episode, because obviously Ultron shows up at the end of that episode, and it's very much like a wait what moment.
Yeah. And so we just needed a quick explanation of like, hey, this is Ultron in Vision's body.
Yeah.
It's not Vision, because remember, Vision is Jarvis.
Yeah.
So he's not going to have the... Because I had a conversation with a friend, right? He was like, I'm surprised, like, he would, like, kill Wanda. I'm like, yeah, but Vision isn't Vision. He's Ultron. It's Ultron in a Vision body. Because Vision was uploaded onto Vision. Or yeah. Jarvis wasn't uploaded onto Vision, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, yeah. I was like, yeah, because people tend to forget that.
Yeah, like, Vision didn't start out being just the Vision. He was, the Jarvis AI that Tony made, and they decided to upload it into that body that Ultron was making as a way to, use that to their advantage, right? But yeah, no, I don't know. Personally, I think it's kind of like, there is like a bit of a poignant moment, like when the Watcher is sort of narrating over just the fact that Ultron has succeeded, and like, his base function of just providing peace is now over, and he trying to like, trying
to end the story.
Yeah, trying to end the story of like, and now Ultron, he's just here, with all this power, and with his base function complete, he's now like wondering what he has now, because he's essentially a program without a reason.
He has no purpose.
Yeah, he has no purpose, right?
What is life? Which would have been a great episode of like for that. And kind of also sad, but he had to be like, Watcher had to keep talking.
Yeah.
Because that's when like Ultron was like, wait a minute, who the hell are you?
Who just said that? I'm gonna get you. Yeah, but that's sort of that first half, and the second half starts off with we're cutting back to
Captain Carter.
Which
should have really been called Captain Britain, but I guess they didn't.
Yeah, whatever. Which is recreating like the opening to Winter Soldier, which I found interesting.
Yeah.
They even have like Black Widow being like, "So you doing anything Friday?" It's like, no, and I don't want to have this conversation anymore. I mean, that dude in the accountant's talking about you. Don't want it. Nope. Not, I'm not into that.
Nope. It's like when Steve was like, that chick from accounting? Like, nope.
Yeah, no, not into that. I'm sorry.
Which is one of the best running jokes of that movie.
Yeah, it's just Black Widow trying to get Steve laid somehow.
Yeah,
it's like, leave me alone. I don't like this conversation. But yeah, it's very similar, and it's pretty much goes up to the encounter with Batroc.
Yeah.
Up until Peggy just sees like, what the hell is that? And it's the Watcher. Like,
yeah, even Batroc's like, I'm not looking. I was like, dude,
seriously, look.
Like, what the fuck is that?
It's like, wait, what?
Like, that is a big ass thing. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, it's like, Peggy Carter, Captain Carter, you have been chosen. And it's the Watcher going to pretty much all these past episodes and recruiting all these.
Yeah, he gets Party Thor, he gets Killmongers for whatever reason. We do find out why later.
Mm-hmm.
And, T'Challa, Star-Lord. Who am I missing? Because, there's the Gamora one, which is from the Lost episode that we might get in the next season. Because apparently there was supposed to be a planned episode with Gamora, and I think it was entitled "What If Tony Stark Went to Sakaar?" The planet where
Hulk was on.
And clearly some stuff happened, because in that one they killed Thanos.
Yeah, they killed Thanos, and they're just done like destroying the Infinity Gauntlet and stuff, right?
And so like Watcher's like, I'm here for you, Gamora, because I don't need Tony.
Yeah, we don't need Tony in this instance. No, I think that was all of them. Pretty sure that was like 5 plus Strange.
Yeah. Because I have to remember that some of the episodes kind of ended in a way where like, there's nothing we can do about that.
Yeah, like zombies and stuff.
Yeah.
But anyways, he's the Watcher has essentially assembled all these, all these
Guardians of the Multiverse.
Yeah, he calls them the Guardians of the Multiverse.
Which I'm surprised there hasn't been a comic named that.
Yeah, and basically he's pretty much recruiting them to help stop Ultron. It's like, listen, Ultron, he's either already started or he's about to like go into all these worlds and start conquering them. And I need you guys to help me out.
Yeah, because this is where he breaks his oath, and he does it by enlisting the help of other realities. I mean, the first third of this episode is really just them talking about the plan and kind of having a slight distrust of each other. Because even Gamora's like, yeah, that Killmonger guy, I don't really trust him.
Yeah, I mean, considering his backstory in his universe, so yeah, like.
Well, Gamora wouldn't know though. She wouldn't know Killmonger.
Yeah, but at the same time, we do see Killmonger like messing around with an Ultron head.
Fair enough, but I mean, I thought you said like, knowing what she knows of him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I misspoke. I think I misspoke.
Yeah.
But basically, yeah, like Killmonger definitely shows a little bit of like weird tendencies that some of the crew are like a little hesitant on.
Yeah, especially since he just came back from like, because remember they're plucking them out of their respective universe. Star-Lord T'Challa is like just rescued Peter Quill. There's an insurrection in Wakanda.
Yeah, like pretty much Wakanda's been fully invaded by the U.S. government, and like essentially like Killmonger's like at the freaking
throne room,
sort of just seeing the destruction laid bare before he gets taken off. And literally it's like Shuri and like Pepper Potts, who's in a dress, by the way, still in a dress with a gun,
same dress.
Yeah, just like they're busting in, it's like, we got you now. Killmonger's like, wait, where'd he go? Which I won't lie, very funny details to me. Like, Pepper's just like going in with a dress into like a war zone. What the fuck?
Well, she would normally be like dressed up in something more tactical.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna let her go in a dress.
Like, at the very least, right? Like, maybe.
Well, it's not even just a dress. It's the same dress she's been wearing for the past few episodes.
For that entire episode, yeah. If anything, they should have just put her in her her Sentry armor.
Yeah, but remember, this is a world without Iron Man.
Fair enough, I guess, right? But still, it would have been interesting.
But she has that badass gun that killed T'Challa in that one episode.
Fair enough.
So it's fine.
Yeah.
It's just like a really, because like I was like, is that the same dress she was wearing in the previous episode, like the episode that she was in?
To be fair, Ellie, we don't even know how much time has elapsed.
Yeah.
So she could have just gotten it washed. You don't know.
Fair enough. It's a weird tangent we're having right now.
Yeah, but still, point is, all this stuff is going down. They sort of laid out a plan to basically steal at least one of the stones, the Soul Stone, off of Ultron. And Gamora, who explains that in her universe she used something called the Infinity Crusher to destroy the Infinity Stones, which, they used when they defeated Thanos and stuff. And that's sort of the plan of just like everyone trying to buy enough time so that they can destroy the stone, right?
And so it leads into the big battle because Thor's an idiot.
Yeah, and sort of like draws attention. And to be fair, Thor himself's like, hey, listen, I told you guys, I draw unnecessary attention. That's my one skill right now.
That is the reason you got me in here.
Yeah, and it leads to sort of a fight. And, we see all these characters sort of combating Ultron. We see Strange unleashing a lot of interesting spells and using like his various eldritch horrors inside his body to fight Ultron. They even and basically they have Star-Lord T'Challa snag the Soul Stone off of Ultron, and once Ultron realizes it, they start like teleporting.
I find it
out.
funny, especially because he's like, "You stole my Soul Stone." He says it so dry and like no emotion. It's just so funny.
Yeah, I mean he's a robot.
Yeah. I do not compute souls.
Yeah.
What is a soul?
What is the soul? I don't understand. And Strange unleashes zombies on Ultron to distract him a little bit as they escape, right? And it is kind of we see like I think you made an allusion to it earlier. We see like zombie Wanda
Yes.
fighting a little bit of Ultron before Ultron's like, yeah, no, screw this, I'm just gonna blow up this planet.
Yeah. Which is like I like to think that Scarlet Witch was like Vision.
Yeah, it's like Vision. Screw this.
Yeah. I mean, like, would this is the whole power scaling issue? Would Wanda be able to defeat someone with all the Infinity Stones?
Well, if Captain Marvel couldn't beat Ultron with all the Infinity Stones, I doubt Wanda could.
Yeah.
Right? Because, I mean,
you have to think about the aspects of reality and time that the person can use.
Yeah. I mean, we like, granted, like, we do see, like, I guess referring to, like, Endgame, we see Captain Marvel fighting, at least holding, like, somewhat overpowering Thanos. But he essentially hasn't like fully used the Infinity Stones at that point, and even then he pulls off the Power Stone to blast her off of him.
Yeah, which is strong enough to hit her.
Yeah,
and while Scarlet Witch is able to break one, she can't keep it broken forever, because Time Stone.
I mean, yeah, that too, right?
Also, like, she can warp reality, but not time.
Yeah, like we seen the WandaVision show, she was able to create her own little pocket, like not dimension, but like she was able to warp that area of reality for a little bit. But I mean, yeah, they're definitely, it definitely seems that the Infinity Stones, someone having all the Infinity Stones is basically super uber powerful. And I think, because I think with the the power scaling of the MCU, I think a lot of the MCU sort of points to Captain Marvel being one of the strongest heroes.
And maybe Wanda being the strongest out of all of them because of what she can actually do.
Like, well, I think Wanda has the most potential. Like, once she realizes her full potential, then yeah, she could potentially be the strongest. I feel like a zombie Wanda wouldn't have full potential anyway. But yeah, no, that sort of happens. They meet back up on I think Ultron's Earth, where they meet up with Black Widow, who's very much like distrusting a little bit because she's been through so much, and Captain Carter, who's like sees Black Widow in her universe as like one of her best friends. Like she even says like, I'm one of the 3 people you trust with all your secrets, right? And this Black Widow's like, oh, I guess we have a connection. Sure,
yeah, sure, I'll believe it.
Yeah, I'll believe it for now. And Ultron just shows up, and
they gotta hold on.
Yeah, it's like a huge back and forth. Like the Soul Stone's like bouncing off everywhere, and everyone just trying to grab it, make sure Ultron doesn't get it. And Ultron sort of just eventually does manage to grab the stone. I mean, not before there is like that moment where he uses the Time Stone just to stop everything and like tries to grab it.
Yeah.
But then Strange, who still has the Time Stone, sort of cancels out.
Yeah.
Which is it's a thing in my brain. It's like, yeah, that works. Yeah,
that works.
But yeah, Ultron eventually gets the Soul Stone and just starts blasting everyone with this giant like energy wave. And Ultron tries to focus on Strange because the Strange incantations and spells is what really protecting them so that they don't die from someone with all the powers of all the Infinity Stones. It's like, I'm gonna kill you first, and then everyone else goes. But in the meantime, Captain Carter and Black Widow.
We forgot to mention that they actually were able to get the Infinity Crusher working.
Right, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, they do get the Infinity Crusher working.
But it doesn't work.
Yeah, because Ultron essentially is like,
You fools.
And Gamora makes the realization, right, each, multiverse has, their Infinity Stones are inherently unique from one another. So, of course, the Infinity Crusher wouldn't be able to destroy this universe's Infinity Stones.
Which begs the question, what makes, that Ultron's Infinity Stones unique to themselves? Because, like, I've been seeing conversations online and, like, also, my knowledge of comic books in the Marvel universe, Infinity Stones can't work outside their own universe.
Mm-hmm.
So if I were to take my Infinity, say, I was in the main Marvel universe, I had the Infinity Stones, and I was like, I'm gonna go into that universe and fuck shit up. The Infinity Stones wouldn't work because they have their own Infinity Stones. The Infinity Stones were made in the universe that I came from. They can't work outside my universe.
Right.
Like, I think the perfect example was like in the Ultimate Universe, instead of like, because there's like what, 6 Infinity Stones?
Yeah.
In the Ultimate Universe, there was 8, and it had 2 gloves and not 1 glove.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was like 4 on each hand. So like that's what I'm saying. Like the statement makes sense, but I'm guessing, I don't know. Maybe there's a reason why. Because that was a question I had the whole time watching the episodes. Like how is Ultron able to do all this stuff outside his universe? But I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking it, or maybe they just like didn't think about it at the time and cared more about like, okay, but we gotta execute. We gotta sort this out, man. Screw continuity.
I mean, it's probably that, because if Ultron with all 6 Infinity Stones, if they kept that rule in mind of like Infinity Stones not working in other universes, then
he wouldn't be as much a threat.
He wouldn't be a threat at all.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, he would just be trying to get that universe's version of Infinity Stones and then replicating his plan again over and over. Which, I mean, I'm guessing it just they just wanted like more so of like they're unique.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to keep the aspect of
it's a nice workaround.
Yeah,
while still adhering to like what they're based on.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, yeah, but yeah, no. Essentially, Carter and Black Widow find a way to, or are able to actually take out Ultron by, Natasha just shooting an arrow into his eye.
Yeah, shooting the virus arrow, which, Zola is able to uplink into Ultron, and pretty much he destroys Ultron. However, it's not over yet.
Oh, that rascally Killmonger.
Yep, that rascal Killmonger. The Ultron head he was working with, he uses it to pretty much draw like that armor.
Yeah, the nanomachines.
The nanomachine armor onto him with all 6 Infinity Stones, and Killmonger's like, listen,
we got the power.
We got power now. All right, our universes are. We can use these to fix all of our universes and make them a better place.
It sounds like, bro, cousin, don't do it.
Hey, yo, you're not my cuz though. I killed my cuz.
That's what that's all he had to say, and it was like, oh damn, no wonder I don't like you.
Yeah,
and like, but the thing is, Zola. Oh, that rascally Zola.
Yeah, I mean he's now in the Vision body, and he's like,
who still has control of the nanobots.
Yeah, who still has control of you fooled that armor, and those stones are mine. Right, and so it's a
tug of war.
It's a cosmic tug of war as each of them try to like pull the stones, and Strange
realizing that like, oh, this is the one moment.
Yeah, it's like this was the plan all along, and decides to use his magic powers to sort of, create a pocket dimension for just Zola and Killmonger, trying to fight to get control of the stones.
An eternal, everlasting tug of war.
Yep, and we sort of cut back to Strange and Evil Strange in his little pocket dimension now, with the Watcher being like, "Hey, that's why you wanted to bring him along. You foresaw everything. That's why we needed all this stuff to go down."
Yeah,
right. Because with the Infinity Stones not being held by one person in this tug of war, you can isolate the parties like this, right? And the Watcher's like, thanks, help me out, bro, but you got a duty now. It's like, yeah, I'll watch him, I guess.
I'll be doing your job.
Yeah, I guess I'll be doing your job for here, because it's like if these two somehow escape, it's gonna be end of the multiverse, baby. And we sort of cut back to like, because there was like this old like bar that's supposed to be like,
it's like the center, it's like the fulcrum of the multiverse somehow.
Yeah, and granted, Strange designed it to make it like look like old like World War II, not World War II, but like 1940s bar.
Yeah,
it even has a picture of Steve, right? And pretty much the Watcher just sends everybody to their own, their separate ways.
Yeah, they'll be plucked back right where they left.
Yeah, and like Captain Carter's like,
can I just go home?
can I go, like, back to my time?
Be with Steve?
And the Watcher's like, sorry, I can't, because your world still needs a Captain Carter.
It's like, oh.
All right, fair enough. And she walks through, and the Black Widow from,
the fucked up one.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, no, I ain't going through that door.
That's just sadness.
Yeah, there's nothing left for me on that earth.
There's nothing.
It's like, I mean, aren't you gonna fix it somehow?
It's like, I can't do that.
Yeah, sorry, I can't. I'm the Watcher. I can't interfere. Oh, yeah, sure, you can't interfere. We're just like, we're nothing to you, I guess. And, we sort of see, like, sort of the Watcher's, like, reasoning as to why he sort of, like, watches and sort of, like, keeps an eye on the multiverse and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, no, you guys are important to me. Like, the stories and the various things I see from you, they mean things to me, right?
Which is, like, a very, like, touching meta context.
Yeah.
If you really think about it, it's like...
It's very meta, because it feels like almost like the Watcher is the audience.
Yeah. Well, he is.
I mean, he is, like, the audience in a way, that because he's always just watching.
Yeah.
But he's also, like...
The way he talks about stories is, like, one of the reasons why, people like us, you and me, are doing stuff like this, and many people out there are, writing stories. Like, it talks about the beauty of storytelling, why it's, like, one of our, historically, speaking, is, like, our longest form of communication. Like, stories are passed down, and they always have a sort of meaning where they'd be like, a lesson learned, why things are the way they are. It's just really, like, it shows you, like, how important stories are, mm-hmm. especially to some people. Like there's a bunch of people who, like, find meaning in stories, so it's really beautiful, especially because, like, it ends with him knowing that one, it's a really came from a really fucked up universe, but, like, as he would say, there's still always hope, and he sends her to the universe where all the Avengers die.
Yeah, like, he teleports right to where, it's Captain America and Captain Marvel fighting Loki's army and stuff. And, Loki's about to, like, mind control Nick Fury, mm-hmm. to where, Black Widow knocks him over. It's like, wait, I thought you were dead. Yeah, that's what I've heard.
No, he didn't say that. He's like, I don't think you're my Widow, but...
No, I mean, Loki said that to
her.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about...
No, but Nick is like, you're not my Widow, but you certainly got her spirit.
It's like, yep.
And so it's a happy note, because I think most of the characters do get happy endings as well. Mm-hmm. We see Party Thor hanging out with Jane after defeating all the Ultron bots. We see Star-Lord T'Challa handing, like, one of his guns to
Peter Quill,
and
he finds his meaning in life. He finally gets out of the Dairy... Was it a Dairy Queen or a Baskin Robbins?
No, it was a Dairy Queen, probably. Okay. Yeah. We see Gamora returning, and, mm-hmm. Tony Stark's with her. We get most happy endings for, mm-hmm. The rest of the characters. And we see, I think we get, like, a sort of a final note from the Watcher being like, I'm the Watcher, right? I watch over things. It also is my duty to protect the multiverse, right? Mm.
I think that's when, like, we realize, like, that's where he's like, this is where I break my oath, because not only do I watch, but I also have protect it now.
Yeah. Mm. And we do get, like,
he's gatekeeping.
I mean, in a weird, like, not in, like,
in a cynical way, yes.
I guess I don't know if it's cynical, but in, like,
mean-spirited.
No, I mean, like, he's gatekeeping in terms of, like, making sure nothing gets destroyed.
Okay, yeah. I meant to back to our meta context.
I guess, but I don't know. It's whatever.
No, but, like, it's like we said earlier. Like, to him, it's like, it's really about, these stories that we tell, the beauty of storytelling, and why so many of us are so connected to stories. And, like when you said it ends in a happy ending, because, heck, we all want a happy ending. It ends with, Peggy and Natasha fighting the Hydra Stomper.
Yeah.
And insinuating that Steve might be in there.
Which, I mean, it's kind of weird.
Well, yes, and okay, because there was a what if, and like what if Steve Rogers didn't get the serum, he'd be like an Iron Man
Yeah.
of World War II, and part of it was like he was connected to it was like a one-way trip kind of thing where he's now stuck into the Iron Man suit. So
Right.
it could be something like that, or they found a way to like keep him in like cold storage, like freezing him in a way. Like it's him, but he's frozen.
Right.
He's just waiting for someone to wake her up, and it had to be Peggy.
Right. I don't know, because I don't know. I didn't think that was because I mean in that what if episode like he can clearly like get out of the suit anytime.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean but hey, it's interesting. But yeah, that's sort of the post credit scene, basically.
Mm. Now there's no word of season 2.
Yeah, what if season 2?
I mean, you could totally do it, and like you just don't, and you don't have to be like tied down to like the movies, like the show is, but like do some adaptations of like some of the more like well beloved comics, what if books.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of my favorite, like one I grew up with this series because it was based on a what if, like what if Peter Parker had a daughter who would become Mayday Parker, the spectacular Spider Girl, who was like my introduction to a female Spider Person.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm like, yeah, I would love to see that animated. Like, holy shit, Mayday was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see more of her. And said we might do. Who knows? Please, Marvel. But we could do some stuff like that, or like really anything. But then again, with the ever expandingness of the MCU, we might see more potential stuff like that. Like maybe what if Shang-Chi? And I don't want to speculate anymore because I don't know. But I'm totally down for another season of What If.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of neat seeing What If. I think I think the animation's always been like the one factor that some people are like kind of like or kind of hate.
Yeah, because there are times where like some characters' faces or like body movements or some weird shading on it that just doesn't look really well. And I can't think of a good moment, but there are times where like the animation looks really good.
Yeah, like it's like that's sort of the thing, like where sometimes the animation does look really good, and other times the animation's like, well, that looks a little weird.
It's I think it's just the shading, the cell shading of it, because some of the models look fine, but I guess they haven't nailed down the cell shading. I don't know.
Yeah,
cell shading is an animation thing that I know nothing of.
Right.
But I mean, like, there are times where I'm like, man, this looks like when I think about it. I think the best example for me is probably Thor, because sometimes his face looks so weird, but sometimes he would look like if he was drawn by, I mean, he is drawn by Disney, but like if he was like
a Disney prince,
yes, like from the '90s kind of stuff,
right?
Especially with that jawline, like you see it, right?
A little bit, yeah.
And I think, and I swear, and like in that first episode of like Captain Carter, when she's fighting that one like Nazi dude, he's like, I'm going to fight the Fragile Fraulein, and like he's like, he gets punched really hard or whatever, and he goes like, ooh, it's like a very like Disney like reaction. Yeah, like it's like that little curve of a face.
Yeah.
And it's I'm like, oh man, that looks so good for like a 3D, but then there are times like, oh, I don't know about this look. Or I think it really comes down to more of the faces.
Yeah, probably.
It just looks really weird. But I mean, I'm down. I think it'd be cool, and maybe experiment more with any kind of, because animations is an amazing thing. You can do anything with it.
Right.
Give us some good show, good cartoons, Marvel. We missed some cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
So let's put a pin. Let's put an end to this. I was gonna say pin, but I meant end. How would you rate What If?
The entire show, I think I would give it like a solid like 8.
Yeah, I'm with you there on an 8. It's like, I'm not saying it's terrible, but you can clearly tell there were like some issues. I don't know if it's because of like the pandemic because it did prevent one episode from airing, and it probably did feel jarring for some people. It's like seeing Gamora like talk about some stuff that we never see, and we're like, okay, but we want to see that though. Tony and Sakaar with all that cool mech stuff, dude. Come on.
Yeah, his Iron Man suit, which I'm pretty sure just looks like the Hulkbuster, but with like a bunch of like alien parts to it, right? Alien design stuff to it. Does look kind of cool, and it would be kind of cool to see him like do that. And I'm assuming like the whole premise of that would be it's the end of the Avengers and the portal closes. You know, when he sends the nuke into destroy the Chitauri army, right? Like, I'm assuming like he doesn't come back through the portal and he just lands in Sakaar.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, and so it's possible. Who knows? Also, I've also heard that some of the episodes are meant to be a little longer, which would make sense because some of them did feel a little rushed towards the end.
A little bit, yeah. They sort of have a bit of like I think the Killmonger one is definitely one that like just sort of has like a very like super fast pace to it. Right.
All right. So what's your favorite episode? Because mine was number 4, the Doctor Strange one. That one was just so good.
Yeah, like that one really does hit like the core of like a what if story, and it's like it is very emotional. I will admit, for me though, like it's like for me it's a bit of a tie between the Doctor Strange one and the Zombies one, just because the Zombies one just really kind of like a very fun one.
I would put the Thor episode as my number 2.
Interesting.
Because that was just so much fun.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't know. Zombies 1 and Doctor Strange 2 for me, but I think the Zombies one was probably my favorite. But I don't think we can sit here and just talk about like where we rank all of them, but because it kind of gets into the hedges after a while. So for me, the Zombies episode, I think is probably my favorite.
Okay, no, that's cool. I mean, that's why like I think a lot of people would enjoy this show because I feel like there's always gonna be one that's like everyone's favorite, and I feel like there's always gonna be one that's like, okay, we can all agree like this is technically the best one, but like that one over there is my favorite.
Yeah. There's enough variety and stuff, right? Like
yeah.
To the what if stories, and you're kind of like, okay, but I like this story though. I like the premise of it.
There's aspects of this show that I feel like everyone can like. I mean, personally for me, and I've said this numerous times when we talk about the show, I really hope the watcher didn't intervene because the way this show is set out for me, it's very much like a Twilight Zone kind of thing, and having him interfere, kind of takes away from that. Like, it makes him more of a character more than a narrator. And I'm not saying the way they did it is wrong. That's just a personal gripe for me, and I'm not using it as a way to down or take down or crap all over the show, because I think the show's still pretty good. I just wish it personally for me. I wish it didn't do that, because when I want to see the Watcher intervene, I want it to be something like Galactus. But who knows? Maybe this is where he begins to, this is his first taste of interfering. And that's why I'm not against it. I wish it didn't happen, but I'm not against it.
I mean, with the way it's set up, it's literally just like Ultron just gonna destroy the multiverse. I mean, like the Watcher just has to like do something.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure like Ultron would have killed him, and I mean he has to defend himself. At least you can't just sit back and like, well, I guess I'm dead.
Fair enough. And yeah, so we both agreed it's an 8 out of 10, and I think it's the best place to end it for now. And yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to follow us on all social medias: Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We are most active on Instagram. You can follow all that on at the Geek Centurions. So just type the Geek Centurions on any of these sites, and you'll find us. If you're on Instagram, where we are most active, you will find a link tree to all the podcasts that we are officially part of, like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, all that good stuff. And a link to the YouTube for all you audio listeners out there who want to put a face to the voice. Like, comment, subscribe on there. And yeah, you can also support us on Patreon, where whatever thing you can do, we'll do. We want to do some more crazy stuff, but we need support from that. Anyways, guys, that's the end of the episode. It's been me, your boy Eli.
It's been me, Joe.
And we have the Geek Centurions. And we hope you guys have a good one. Peace.